Finalists is a vehicle telematics company. We provide software applications to track vehicles. So for a commercial business that wants to track commercial fleet vehicles, or a car dealership that wants to manage vehicle inventory, or just an individual that wants to track their own vehicle. We sell and market a device that gets installed into a vehicle that allows the user to track that vehicle. So it can track the vehicle location, the speed. We can set geofences to know whether a vehicle has exited or entered a specific location, whether it exceeds a certain speed threshold. Again, if it's a commercial fleet that has several vehicles, we can populate those on a map and be able to provide those analytics to a whole fleet of vehicles. So the value that we provide to a commercial business would be able to really return on investment and be able to allow them to operate their fleet more efficiently. So to be able to monitor driver behavior, to improving logistics of their deliveries, for example, and then the value to an individual customer would be able to, if you want to track a family member, maybe you have a new teen driver, maybe you have an elderly driver that you need to track, and also just individual protection. Stolen vehicle protection is one of our core features for the customer.
Pinnacle Transplant Technologies processes human cadaveric tissue for implant.
These are donated human tissues, mostly long bones and soft tissue, musculoskeletal tissue, tendons. We also do skin, as well as live recoveries from C-section bursts, which is amniotic fluid and amniotic membrane. We came up with our Oxano DBM putty by looking at specific problems with DBM and needs of our physicians. And the biggest problem typically is handling. Typically putty can wash away with irrigation, it won't mold correctly, it's very, very difficult to use and manipulate. What our putty does specifically is give it a fibrous handling characteristic, so it won't wash away, you can mold it, you can manipulate it, but you won't lose the product once it's implanted.
Last year we processed 25,000 implants, this year we'll process over 50,000.
Innovation is the key to our growth. Without continuously innovating, we're not going to continue to challenge ourselves and come up with new products and new solutions to issues in the medical field.
SynCardia is the world's only approved manufacturer and distributor of a total artificial heart. The artificial heart originates back in 1981 in Salt Lake City, but it took many years for the device to become smaller, more reliable, scalable, and most importantly, so people could go home with the artificial heart and wait for a transplant. The Freedom Driver is what makes the artificial heart now much more popular, because in just a 13-pound box is included all of the ability of what was previously 416 pounds and resident only in the hospital. The value of SynCardia and the artificial heart, coupled with the Freedom Home Driver, is that thousands of patients could potentially receive the artificial heart, be discharged from the hospital, and go home, work, live, and wait for a transplant, and if necessary, never receive a transplant, but live happy, productive lives.